Come join Rosie and me as we travel on Celebrity Equinox, December 7th through the 19th, 2016. Our round-trip cruise from Port Everglades included ports of call of St. Thomas, St. Kitts, Barbados, an overnight in St. Martin, and a return to Port Everglades. December 7th, 5:45 a.m., we flew Southwest Airlines from Milwaukee to Fort Lauderdale. In Fort Lauderdale, we stayed at our favorite hotel, the Hilton Marina. We had lunch and dinner at Duffy's Sports Bar and Restaurant. Thursday, December 8th, in the morning we took a walk from the Hilton Marina down to the beach and back, a total of 5 miles. After our walk, we were back at Duffy's for lunch. At 4 o'clock, from our balcony, we watched sail away of the Crown Princess and Independence of the Seas. At 6:30, we met other Cruise Critic members for dinner at where else? Duffy's. Friday, December 9th. It's Cruise Day. We could see from our balcony our ship, the Celebrity Equinox. On our way to breakfast, we saw some parrots. We had breakfast at the Harbor Cafe, and then it was time to go to port to board the Celebrity Equinox. Before we board the ship, let me tell you a little bit about the ship. The Celebrity Equinox debuted in August of 2009 and holds about 3,000 passengers. It is a very modern ship. The Equinox features a stable of themed dining venues consisting of Murano, the Tuscan Grill, Sushi on 5, and Silk Harvest. Outside on Deck 15 is a half-acre of spongy grass, surrounded by a glass-blowing studio with daily shows, and in the aft, the Sunset Bar. The ship also features an outdoor pool, an indoor pool, a gastro bar for the beer enthusiast, a casino, and a Martini Bar. Finally, there is a magnificent 2-story atrium, luxury shopping, a card room, a 2-story library, and a magnificent art collection. This ship has it all. Our concierge class cabin was located on the front angle of the hump. Due to the location of our cabin, our balcony was 2.5 times deeper than a normal balcony. One of the benefits of a concierge class cabin is a welcome aboard sit-down lunch in the main dining room. After lunch, it was time for a chocolate martini from the Martini Bar. At 4 o'clock, it was time for sail away. Rosie and I had dinner in Murano, a specialty restaurant that features a French-flavored theme. Good morning! Saturday, December 10th, a day at sea. Rosie and I started the day with 10,000 steps on Deck 5. While on our balcony, we saw the celebrity eclipse heading back to Port Everglades. At 10:15, it was time to meet with other members of Cruise Critic at the Connections Party. We had lunch and then spent the rest of the afternoon relaxing on the balcony. Saturday night was Celebrity's version of formal night, called Evening Chic. We started the evening at the World Class Bar, our favorite bar at sea. We purchased the ultimate dining package, so we would eat in a specialty restaurant every night. On this night, we shared Chateaubriand for 2 in Murano. Before we called it a night, we paused to take a photo of Rosie. Good morning! Sunday, December 11th. Another sea day. It's windy and a little bumpy. Deck 5 was closed due to the wind, so Rosie and I headed to Deck 14 to do our 10,000 steps. We spent a very leisurely day watching the world and the birds go by. At 5 o'clock, we headed to our new favorite bar, the World Class Bar, and then to the Tuscan Grill, an Italian steakhouse, for dinner. Immediately after dinner, Rosie and I rushed back to the cabin to watch the Green Bay Packers annihilate the Seattle Seahawks 38-10. Good morning! Monday, December 12th. Here comes the sun. And a rainbow, too. We are docking at Crown Bay, St. Thomas. Once we are fully docked, a group of Harley-Davidson riders on our cruise get their bikes ready to ride. As the Harley riders leave the port and Rosie and I are getting ready to walk, the skies open up. Once the rain subsided, Rosie and I walked from Crown Bay Dock to Heaven Sight Dock, a round-trip walk of about 5 miles. The views during our walk were spectacular. When we arrived back at the ship, there was an iguana greeting party. The ice-cold water and chilled towels are always a welcome sight when arriving back at a celebrity ship. In the afternoon, Rosie and I enjoyed views from our balcony as passengers returned from their excursions. Here come the Harleys! At 5 o'clock, it was time for sail away. At 5:30, we went to the World Class Bar for before dinner drinks. We had dinner in Murano. The food was spectacular. Are you starting to see a pattern here? Good morning. 7 a.m. They're starting to unload the Harleys. Welcome to St. Kitts. We got done with our 10,000 steps about noon. After that, we had lunch on the balcony and then got down to the serious work of polishing off a bottle of champagne. 2 o'clock, the Harleys arrived back at the ship. At 3 o'clock, it was time for sail away. During the sail away, we went past Nieves. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, so we must be on our way to the World Class Bar. True to form, we had dinner in Murano. The maitre d' cooked steak Diane. It was fabulous. 'Tis the season to be jolly, or I had too much to drink. Good morning. Wednesday, December 14th. Welcome to Barbados. Our shore excursion for today is on the sailboat Calabaza for some snorkeling with the turtles. We started our excursion by sailing down the west coast of Barbados. After about an hour and a half, we turned around and sailed past the Celebrity Equinox on our way to snorkel with the turtles. Snorkeling with the turtles was a wonderful experience. After we finished snorkeling with the turtles, we moved a short distance and swam over 2 shipwrecks. Swimming over the shipwrecks was fascinating. The ocean is full of life. All this snorkeling can make you really hungry. It was time for lunch. We had a fabulous time with Calabaza. I highly recommend them. At 3:30, after our excursion, it was wine time. Sail away was at dusk, 6 o'clock p.m. Dinner was in Murano, where the maitre d' cooked shrimp with a French flavor. We had Crepe Suzette for dessert. Good morning! Thursday, December 15th. We're on our way to St. Martin for an overnight port of call. We will arrive at 2. Rosie and I went to deck 14 to get in our 10,000 steps. Rosie and I went to the buffet, the Ocean View Cafe, for lunch. At 1:30, we started our approach to St. Martin. Once we were docked, the Harleys were offloaded, and Rosie and I took a water taxi to town. In town, we went to Rosie's favorite jeweler, Ray's. It was time to get ready for dinner. As we headed back to the ship, we could see the port was full, with 6 ships. We had dinner in Murano, diver scallops, mushroom soup, roasted duck, and sea bass. Good morning! Friday, December 16th. Since we were docked overnight, we're still in St. Martin. Rosie and I headed up to the jogging track to get in our 10,000 steps. And then we took the water taxi to the beach in front of the Holland House Hotel to spend the day. We had lunch at Tallulah Mango, where we were serenaded with Christmas carols by the local school children. Sail away was at 5 o'clock. If it's flaming, we must be having dinner in Murano. Good morning! Saturday, December 17th, a sea day. Rosie and I went up to the track to do our 40 laps, 5 miles, 10,000 steps. Next, we went to Cafe El Bacchio for some coffee and water, and to look at the Christmas decorations in the atrium. At noon, we had lunch in Silk Harvest, an Asian cuisine restaurant. If it's 3 o'clock, it must be time for English high tea. At 5 o'clock, it was time to see Jelena And Darco at the world-class bar. Yep, you guessed it, we had dinner in Murano. Good morning! Sunday, December 18th, a sea day and our last day of this cruise. After our 10,000 steps, at 11 o'clock, Rosie and I went to a wine appreciation seminar. At noon, we had lunch in the Tuscan Grill with a magnificent view of the wake. The Tuscan Grill is an Italian-style restaurant. We packed during the afternoon, and at 5 o'clock, we were at the world-class bar for pre-dinner drinks. For our last meal in Murano, Rosie and I had Chateaubriand for 2. Good morning! No, it's not a good morning. It's Monday, December 19th, and they're kicking us off the ship. We have a 3:30 flight home back to Milwaukee where the temperature is 15 degrees. But we have memories to last a lifetime. Photos and video by Bill Raffle. Music by Kevin MacLeod.